Try to find me. Let's follow up with this Don Geronimo. I love radio controversy stories, and we had one this week. Don Geronimo had to say Geronimo to his career. See what I did? He's been around for about 40 years. He was one of the co-hosts of Don and Mike that was syndicated nationally in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. He's made millions of dollars in the business. And he was still working in Washington, D.C. And he apparently was talking about, they were at training camp for the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
Of course, the Commanders. And they were talking about some TV host. They saw her. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, Barbie, isn't that the girl from that? It just called her Barbie. That was it. Like, it was like very
hey,
old. Hey,
Barbie, that's the thing to do right now.
It was like very old school 1980. Can I please put my foot there and you don't give me fucking looking at me with those Manson lamps? So he goes, hey, Barbie, or whatever, and just very old school 80s quick in and out catcalling. Mm-hmm. And apparently she made a big fucking deal about it to the point where they reported on it on her news channel and they did a big thing about it. And Don Geronimo got in a whole bunch of trouble and they ended up firing the guy.
Jeez.
Like, he's gone. The problem is iHeartRadio has the contract to do Washington Commanders football games. So the Commanders went to the radio station and they went, look, this is a problem for us.
Right.
And they're like, okay, Don Geronimo, like, piss off the Commanders who we have this lucrative broadcasting deal with, or fire Don Geronimo and the Commanders are happy. And Don Geronimo doesn't pay the bills at WBIG-FM. The Washington Commanders do. So,
right. Yeah, you need to get rid of him then.
Yeah, and Don Geronimo, by the way, in his 60s or 70s, probably makes a fortune because he's been around so long and been so successful. So, two birds with one stone, or two birds
sure,
getting...
opens up the budget a little.
It gets two birds stoned at once, as Ricky would say.
It's legal now.
Yeah, well, he's gone, and now after he's fired, wouldn't you know it, he saw the error of his ways.
Oh, did he apologize?
Don Geronimo wrote on social media today, I deeply and sincerely apologize for the pain I caused WUSA sports reporter Charla McBride. Now, let me just, before I puke, this woman is well into her 40s. She's been in the game for a long time.
Uh-oh.
Do you think he really caused pain?
If she's single, maybe.
If, hey, Barbie, from a 60 or 70-year-old aging shock jock caused you any pain, okay, let's fire Don Geronimo, fine. But you get out of the business, too, because I'm fucking sick of these people who are scarred or damaged or hurt or in pain. You are as weak as he is stupid.
He's just up with things right now, like, especially if she's blonde. If I see a picture of her and she's blonde, that makes sense then. Hey, Barbie, it's the Barbie thing right now. It's Barbie core everywhere. My
attempts to be humorous and topical backfired, and I needlessly deprecated a professional colleague.
Okay, that's,
She's a news sports
lady.
Fire
that guy over that.
It's not like you called Walter Cronkite the N-word. You called some platinum blonde sports lady Barbie.
She was supposed to go back to him and be like, hi, Ken.
Yeah. Is she the last one to be told that she's not there because she's just such an amazing sports mind?
Probably.
God, I hate the lack of honesty we have to live in. I hate the dance we have to do where everyone knows that what they're saying is bullshit. The person they're talking to would be totally fine with them being honest with them, and you'd be fine with that person being honest back to you. You know you're bullshitting each other, but we do it anyway. We're all complicit. All of us who do that dance are complicit. You can't sit here and point the finger at that community or that community or that community when we all do this on a daily fucking basis.
Yeah.
And we've been trained to do the dance where we know we're lying to the other person. We know they're lying to us, but we just do the dance anyway. Him going, I'm sorry for the pain I caused, and then her accepting the apology, pretending she's been pained by any of this. Oh, I hate the fucking dance we do.
I just hate how, innocent and childish the comment was.
Right.
Hey, Barbie.
Oh my God.
I'm in pain. I hurt now and I'm suffering. And I have PTSD and I can't sleep at night. My neck hurts and I have migraines.
Fuck, you might
I can't go to work.
Sue Lizzo while you're at it.
Yeah.
$10 from Samuel Warner says Lizzo is not just a piece of shit. She's a fat, ugly whale of a shit. Her fat could probably lower the fuel prices to about 50 cents a gallon for a year or two. That's really mean.
Wow.
That's meaner than me.
Talking about liquidating somebody.
Yeah, you're talking about using Lizzo's blubber for fuel oil.
Thank you, Sam. I must have called him Flubber.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
During the Thursday radio show, Geronimo made several disparaging comments about McBride as she walked past the broadcast setup. Hey, look, Barbie's here. Hi, Barbie girl. I'm guessing she's a cheerleader, he said.
Again, he probably just saw the movie. And like he said, he's an old dude. He screwed up at being humorous and topical. Big deal. You know what I do if I see somebody say that to me? I'm like, Yeah. And I keep walking, or I play along. Oh, hey, Ken. Yeah. What are you, also a cheerleader?
Skeezy says, that asshole said I'm pretty. Get him. My God, women are fucking dumb.
Being called Barbie is not an insult, by the way.
No, you see, April, she wants to be taken seriously as a sports reporter.
Ugh. That has gone out the window so long ago.
Ma'am, I've got bad news, and it's time we had this talk. If you're a female sports reporter, let me break some news to you. And again, you already know this.
Oh, me?
No, you're not a sports reporter.
No.
You're fine.
I want to guess.
Do you know how many more qualified, more talented men they passed on to hire you? You have a great paying job. You have a wonderful career. You have a great gig. Part of that is because you're easy to look at. Now, you can run from that fact, and I can be an asshole, and certainly you've molded society that way, and you've gotten enough people to go that way. Okay, fine. But at least I'm going to die in the world that's filled with truth and honesty, and you're looking at things through a realistic lens. The fact is, a lot of really talented men didn't get a job that you got. They were more qualified. They were more talented. They knew more about sports. But you looked better. You were easier to look at on television, and you were more pleasant to be around, so they hired you. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can tell her she's a diversity hire.
I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. What I'm not okay with it is pretending that wasn't the case. You don't get to do something and then accept it and then lie. The one decency you can do to those men who missed out on that job, or the fat women who missed out on that job because they weren't as easy to look at as you, is the one kindness you can do to them is be straight with yourself and straight with everyone else and be honest about why you got the job.
Right.
And then when a guy like Don Geronimo says, hey, you look really nice today. Hey, Barbie girl, how you doing? You look good. Oh, she's pretty. Is she a cheerleader? I got news for you. You know why he called you a cheerleader? Because he ain't hard to look at. So at least acknowledge why you got the job, and stop firing people like old man Don Geronimo because he said nothing harmful.
Yeah, this does seem like bullshit. I'd like to see what she looked like. I want to know what she looks like.
I mean, I'll show you in a little bit, but my God, I just hate. It's another radio firing of a guy who, I've never listened to Don and Mike for more than 5 minutes. I don't know anything about Don and Mike, but I know they've been very successful for a long time. So another talented radio guy has to lose his job. And again, I wish the radio company would be honest too and go, we don't really give a shit about this woman's feelings. The Commanders told us to jump, and we said how high because they pay the bills. And also, Don makes a fuckload of money, and we can cut it off of our budget.
To me, this sounds like some woman who's probably untalented and goes unnoticed, and she got called something one day, and she had a spark in her head, and she's like, oh my God. Do you know what I could do with that?
Oh, the woman that I made fun of on the radio, and we talked to her old co-host, and he said the same thing. He confirmed it. He goes, oh, yeah, she played that all up because she thought that was her ticket to stardom, not being a good radio broadcaster, but being a professional victim. If she could be a victim of cyberbullying from this big, mean shock jock, then that's her ticket. Oh, by the way, fast forward 3 years later, she's still doing a show that gets no ratings in Des Moines, Iowa, and is on like her third partner. So you do the math on that one. Contrary to those reports, neither I nor my producer used the word tight to describe Miss McBride, Geronimo said in the statement. Rather, my producer used the word tight, a common term in the broadcast world that refers to seamless production, to describe a technical aspect of our show that day.
I've used that in that way before. Oh, hey, guys, that was tight.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Geronimo has reportedly apologized to McBride of WUSA 9 Washington, D.C., and said he hopes the two can have an in-person conversation at some point in the future. Well, not on the air.
And even if he used the word tight to refer to her body or something, that's a compliment.
Hey, I don't want anyone complimenting on old spaghetti straps looks.
Are you kidding me? So you're a bleach blonde, basically like probably the most attractive person at that facility, right?
Your co-anchor is staring directly at your tits.
That's all he cares about. It's a hot bleach blonde girl in a lipstick red tank with her tits out.
Do you see what I mean about the lies that we tell?
This is disgusting.
The lies that we tell that this woman was offended that anyone would point anything out about her looks. You've got to be kidding. And Don Geronimo is fired because of that. God, that industry.
I think you should be fired for complaining.
It's got to pull its head out of its ass. When I heard comments made about me on the radio show, I felt incredibly insulted and embarrassed. In my 17 years as a professional journalist, I have never been disrespected in such a blatant manner while trying to do my job. Oh, can I try? Because I believe in these last 5 minutes, I disrespected you way more than he did.
Yeah, he said nothing disrespectful.
I'll disrespect you.
I feel like he gave her very childlike compliments.
Yes.
Right?
Their words were sexist and misogynistic. Don't call me pretty, even though that's why I got my job.
I've had it with the word misogynistic, by the way. I am actually kind of sick of it. Everything's misogynistic.
No woman should experience this in the workplace. I agree. Y'all should leave.
Okay, well then get fat and ugly, because every single person ever, typically, even heavier girls, are hit on. They just are. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the commander's swift response in handling this matter. Geronimo and Young were held out of Washington's Friday training camp while iHeartMedia, which signed a 3-year partnership with the Commanders last year, investigated the incident. After an internal review, Don Geronimo is no longer an employee of WBIG, said Regional President Aaron Hyland.
I don't even care how good he is. What a shame. Just stupid. Really.
And then he apologized. Now you're fucked, Don. You're fucked for sure.
Yeah, don't apologize. You cannot apologize for bad things you didn't do.
That's
like, you didn't do that. You said, "Hey, Barbie," to a blonde chick. And when the Barbie movie just came out, it'd be different if Barbie was completely irrelevant and you started hitting on this girl and called her Barbie.
Zen Rhino saying, I agree with her. Women should not be in the workplace. Yeah, she kind of walked into that shot, didn't he? Or didn't she?
I hate complainers.
Wow. She got him fired. And that, by the way, that's what happened. She complained to the Commanders. Commanders went to WBIG, and they got that guy canned.
See, no, that's on your hands. That blood is on your hands now. That guy was feeding his family with that. Yeah. So,
congrats.
I hope it was worth it for you, you stupid bitch. I don't have respect for women like that at all. You can take it. You can, if you know what, if she had a problem with what he said, she could have just addressed him and be like, oh, I kind of don't like that. Instead of just going and getting him fired.
I listen to what qualifies as misogyny on the airwaves now, and I go, oh, well, wait till you get a load of me. I mean, if that's misogyny on the airwaves, I don't even bother saying shit like that on the air. That's too tame. Like, this seems kind of weak and lame and
it was boring. Childlike.
Yeah, like I wouldn't even say that on the radio. I wouldn't think it's entertaining enough, but holy shit, that makes you public enemy number one now. Wait till you hear what I think about the 19th Amendment.
It was rated G content, but now we have to fire him.
Yeah, Don's got to go.
Because I'm sure she's never had somebody call her like 300 times worse things than that.
It wasn't offensive.
No.
It wasn't painful.
Unless
Shit, if I'm being honest, it wasn't even funny.
Show me on the doll where Barbie touched you. Like, that's the only thing. Like, if you were sodomized by a Barbie once, I get it. What?
That sounds remarkably painful.
It is.
Sodomized by a Barbie.
It really is.
Now, feet first.
You have to go feet first.
No, then the arms are going to tear in at the hand level.
No, you never get there. You never get to the arms.
How many people do we have for our drawing so far tonight? We're going to draw for a VIP in about 25 minutes. All the links are in the chat to be a part of that. Streamlabs, PayPal, YouTube, Rumble. $10 gets you in the VIP drawing. The VIPs get 3 T-shirts, the hoodie, the stickers, 2 tickets to every live event we do, a free item of merchandise every time it comes out, free entry into a $100 drawing every single month on the prize show. That's part of being a VIP. How many do we have?
31.
31. So we're $40 into tomorrow. Thank you guys very much. There's all the links in the chat if you'd like to qualify. Zen Rhino says, back in my radio days, I got a talking to for saying we have a pair of 38s staring at us. when talking about the weather.
We have a pair of 38.
Because it's going to be 38 degrees 2 days in a row. Again, like not even an edgy thing to say.
You got a talking to for that?
Hobo Chili Recipe says we
no.
need to start handling disputes the medieval way.
Trial by combat.
There you go. Not that Don Geronimo would be a great trial by combat guy at his age.
But he'd have a chance against her.
He'd have a shot.